Hi, I'm Marvin Plackett, and today is Thursday, September 17th. Greetings to all residents, to all staff, and to all guests. Hope you're doing well. I haven't seen you for the last 3 days. Generally speaking, we continue our positive trend. However, we do have 3 new cases of staff testing positive for COVID-19. So at this time, we have a total of 8 confirmed active COVID cases. And that is 3 residents, all are at Episcopal Church Home, and 5 staff. And remember that in our other 9 communities, because at Episcopal Homes we have a total of 10 communities, and at our other 9 communities we have no active COVID cases at this time, and that we haven't had any for quite some time. And so that really does speak to how well you are doing, how well we are all doing in general. The threat is around us at all times, and yet in 9 of our 10 communities we're doing really well. So that's a big kudos to all of you, to every single one, every resident, every staff person, guests that come to our campus. And so this is something that we have to be vigilant about at all times. In fact, this morning I was in a conference, it was a virtual conference using Zoom, where the presenter was Dr. Mike Osterholm. He's an epidemiologist at the University of Minnesota. And it was an excellent presentation. And a couple of the points that he made is, he said that, we're doing in our country in general an excellent job of preparing and working on a vaccine. But even when that vaccine does occur, it's going to take quite some time before it is fully distributed, administered, and the majority of Americans have it. Because as he said, the vaccine alone really is meaningless. It's vaccination that matters. And then of course we're not sure of what the efficacy is going to be yet of the vaccine. But he was rather confident that it is going to be a credible one, and the efficacy, he said, hopefully is going to be better than 50%. But the point that he made is that it's not going to be a magic wand. It's not going to disappear quickly in terms of and our society going back to normal. He feels, his comments this morning were that we're going to be well into 2021, if not through most or all of 2021, before our society likely starts to get back to normal. So that's his view. He's an epidemiologist. He knows a whole lot more about it than I do. He's not the only epidemiologist out there. And so, we might be skeptical of his remarks, but that's where he's coming from at this time, that for most of next year, most of 2021, we are going to continue to be challenged by COVID-19. He also talked about, and this is really important, the importance of avoiding social isolation. I haven't brought that up for a while, but that is really vital, because social isolation also kills. It really does. In fact, yesterday in the Washington Post, there was an article called "Pandemic Isolation Has Killed Thousands." And it's true. And that's why here at Episcopal Homes, we need to work, and we are working on, and we all need to be a part of helping others, helping one another avoid social isolation. And in fact, I'm going to start to change my language a bit even, because I used to say social distancing is good, social isolation is bad. I'm going to start to say physical distancing is good. Physical distancing is good, social isolation is very bad, and it's harmful. So I encourage each one of you to today, tomorrow, this week yet, it's already Thursday, reach out to someone that you haven't reached out to for a while, whether they're here at Episcopal Homes or elsewhere. Reach out to someone that you believe might be lonely, might be alone, might be experiencing some harmful effects of social isolation, and make their day. Check in, see how they're doing. Show them that they're loved, okay? That's a challenge I leave with you. I have an announcement from Kristen Aitchison. Please remind everyone that the Bach Society of Minnesota will be in the atrium courtyard for a mini pop-up concert with the cello on Friday. That's tomorrow, Friday at 5 p.m. Folks from IPC and the gardens or the terrace can either open their windows or safely distance themselves outside. So that's tomorrow, 5 p.m., the Bach Society of Minnesota with the cello. I suspect it's going to be excellent. Okay, so remain vigilant. Remember physical distancing. That really matters. Wearing a mask really matters. If you have any symptoms, self-isolation, get tested. And then frequent hand washing. These things really matter. The experts in the field, they tell us this repeatedly, how these things work. Requires vigilance on all of our parts. Okay, so I will not be seeing you until Monday at 1:45. And today I'm very pleased to announce and we're going to, so Jeannie LaPlante is going to be with us today. And with more frequency, we are going to have a resident join me on Thursdays for a presentation. Whatever that presentation might be, and it will take different shapes and forms. And that's wonderful. But here at Episcopal Homes, we want to always be enriching life and building community. And this is part of that. So today, delighted to have Jeannie LaPlante.
Thank you, Marvin. I am from Midway Point, and everything in this story is true. And I love surprises. Starts. I met him in church. Now he walks toward me across the floor with arms out and women extended from each arm. I should have taken something from that, but there was something about him that I found just a little bit dangerous. Well, he asked me to go directly from church to forage for morel mushrooms. I mean directly. No eating, no drinking, no smoking. Get in the car directly. Well, you know, foragers, they have special places and they keep where they're going very close to the vest. So I'm riding along and I'm looking, but trying to be very polite, and I'm not seeing anything. I'm just looking. We get down to what looks like kind of Wisconsin-y, Minnesota-y, field, and there's a little bit of forest, and there's a little bit of trees, and there's a river. We get out of the car, we climb over a fence, and he trots off to do foraging for morels. I'm standing in a field of phlox, the beautiful phlox, as tall as my shoulders, a whole field of phlox. And I'm looking around, I see the river, there's a little guy on the banks of the river who's fishing, and then I look over here, and what do I see but a huge tree. I mean, you know those huge trees in the middle of a field, but what's in the tree? Birds. Every color of bird that you can even imagine. And I can't believe it. I'm looking at the zoo? What, a pet store? I cannot believe it. I look over here and I'm looking for Barry, and there's the little guy. He's catching a flipping fish. It's a beautiful, huge fish that's flipping and happy. And I'm thinking, Barry, look at this. And what do I hear? Jeannie, look up. I look up and I see a rainbow in the shape of an M in the middle of the afternoon. Now, what's going on in my mind? I hear, pay attention. Attention is very rare and precious. And I thank you for your attention.